All right, I'm gonna guess that you want more sales on Etsy. You wanna know how I know? Because you clicked on this video, because I'm gonna share with you 9 different tweaks that you can use to increase your sales on Etsy. It's exactly what I'm gonna share with you. Think of this as a checklist for you to go through and make sure that you're doing these. One of these can make a dramatic difference if you're not currently doing it. I've got a couple that I'm gonna share with you at the end. A little bit more time to get them set up, not much really, but you can see a huge difference and they're working really well for us. So with that being said, let's dig in. All right, so the very first thing that you need to do is make sure that your titles are optimized for the search that you're going after. This is really important. A lot of people get this wrong. What they do is they just put in what they think is going to be a good search term. I want you to keep in mind something very important, and that is Etsy is a search engine, and that title is the most important part of being indexed for what people are searching for. Now, are there other aspects of SEO? Yes, but the title is number one, and you want to make sure that you do your homework there. So one simple way of doing this is just go to Etsy and let it tell you what people are searching for by you starting a search. And then from there, using that, so this way here, you know those are the top searches. Now, another way of doing this is using a tool like Everbee that will give you an estimation of how many searches are being done for that keyword. Because like I said, this is a search engine and we want to find out what is the best keyword, the best title for our product. So make sure that you're fine-tuning and tweaking that title. All right, number 2, and this is a big one, and that is images. Your images represent your product, and the most important image is the first image. And the reason why is because let's say that you do really good keyword research and you show up in that first page of results. Well, what's the next thing that they are going to be deciding to click on to go into your listing? The images. So this is where I would want to make sure that the product is well represented in that picture, but also that it is close up so you can see what the product is. Then after that, you can go in and start adding all of your additional images. But that first image is the most important, because if people don't click on it, they're not going to be able to see the listing with all of the other images. So that main image, you need to ask yourself, is that standing out and is that representing your product well? Will people want to click on it? So that's tweak number 2. All right, the third tweak, this is another big one, and that is tags. Are you spending time doing your research on what tags you should be adding to your listing? And the reason why tags are important are because it's another indicator for the search engine to know what your product is about. And Etsy has clearly stated that they use these tags to help you get discovered. So what you want to do is same thing as you did with your title, you want to do a little bit of keyword research. One great way of doing this is find someone that is already selling a similar product and then look at their tags. What are they using? And then you can get some intel and then you can add those to your listings. This way here, you're going to have the best chance of showing up in search. So make sure you're doing your research on those tags and updating them with the best keywords for your product. All right, number 4 is something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and that is using the internal email triggers that Etsy is giving you access to. So let me explain how this works. If someone comes into your shop and they click on one of your listings, and let's say that they favorite it, but they don't buy it. Well, you can set up an email that will go out and Etsy will send that email with a discount that you say you're willing to give. And what this will do is it will encourage people to come back and buy. The other one you can set up is for an abandoned cart. This is when someone adds it to their cart, but they don't yet check out. Well, you can say, hey, Etsy, let that person know that I'll give them 15% off if they buy right now. That's another way to increase those sales. And then the last one is a thank you email. And that thank you email will get automatically sent out to a customer. So what this will do is it'll take someone that already purchased and it will encourage them to buy more. So you see how that can increase the sales just by turning on those 3 different emails that are inside of your Etsy marketing? So that one tweak right there alone could really, really dramatically increase your sales. So you probably want to turn those on. All right, number 5 is running sales. And I don't mean just like 5% off sales. I'm saying like 20, 25%, or if you're doing a product launch, even do it at 30, 40, or even 50%, even at a break-even point. Because if we can get those sales coming in, that is going to also help us start ranking organically. Now, there's a lot of benefits to running sales, but here's a few. Number 1, when you run a sale, it is going to convert higher. Everyone likes to buy from a sale. You do, I do, we all do. The other thing that it will do is now you'll start showing up in some of the sales promotions that Etsy is doing. They will email out and let people know that there's sales going on, and it will direct them over to those sales pages. And then the other thing it's going to do is when you turn on that sale, you're going to also have a little countdown that's going to come up when it starts to expire. And then that will encourage people to want to buy. So there's a lot of benefits to running sales. If you're not running sales, turn one on for 5 or 7 days and see what happens. But I'm a big fan of running them pretty much all the time. You just want to mix them up so they're fresh and they're new, and you can do it on various products or various categories. So let me ask you, have you ever been on the fence, but then if something went on sale, you bought it? Yeah, I have too. It works. All right, number 6. This one here is huge as well. Well, they all are, but this one here is another conversion mechanism, and that is reviews. Now, you might be asking, well, Scott, yes, but maybe you're new. Maybe you have a new shop and you don't have a lot of reviews right now. One way to start getting these reviews is to have really, really good customer service, but also reach out manually. I mean, type them an email through your Etsy account after they purchased and ask them how their experience was and if there was anything else that you could do for them. And then you can just ask for a little favor and say, hey, would you do me a favor? Leave me a review on your experience. That would be amazing. I'm a small business and I really want to make sure that I'm serving all of my customers well. If you could do that for me, that would be great. And then you're going to start getting these reviews. Well, what is this going to do for you? Over time, this is going to also act as a little salesperson, because you and I know I do it. I always look at reviews, and that helps me make that buying decision if I want to go with this company or not. So reviews are really, really important. It is something that you can't necessarily turn on overnight, but as you do this over time, this will increase your sales over and over and over again. So right now, if you've had some customers, go back to your last 10 and reach out to them and ask them how their experience was and ask them to give you a review. It's that simple. All right, number 7, that is getting the seller star badge. And what you're going to do here is just be very, very quick on your responses, on your shipping, because that is a lot of what this is based on. So what I would do is if someone messages you with a question, you want to answer them as soon as possible, within 24 hours, but I would say within an hour or 2. Be as quick as you possibly can. The other thing you want to do is if anybody has any questions during that process or after they've purchased, you want to respond to them as well. It is so important to get things shipped on time, to also answer people in a very, very quick manner, and that there will get you that star seller badge. Now you need to do this for over 30 days. So again, it might be something that you got to start right now, but in 30 days, it's going to then benefit you. So start working towards that star badge if you don't already have it. And if you already have that badge, well, you want to keep it. You're always being evaluated on the last 30 days. So make sure you continue doing what you're doing. All right, number 8, like I said earlier, this one here is huge. It's a little bit more time, but it is going to benefit you over and over and over again, and it's going to separate you from the competition. And that is, you want to start collecting emails of your customers. Now, some people are going to say, Scott, isn't it against terms of service to collect emails from Etsy customers? And the answer is No, it's actually not. They encourage it. And if you don't believe me, go into your integrations tab and you'll see right now that Aweber is already approved to allow you to start collecting emails. And soon there's going to be other services like Everbee that is going to allow you to use their system to send emails to your customers. So if you're not yet collecting emails, I would start that as soon as possible. So what kind of emails do you send these people? Well, it's very simple. If you're launching new products, you let them know about new products. If you're running a sale, let them know about a sale. You already know what they're interested in because they purchased from you. So all you need to do is just keep them up to date and run some specials, do some fun things. So this way here, when they're getting that email, they want to get that email. And they're always going to have the option to unsubscribe. And that's really, really important. Email marketing is huge and a lot of people aren't taking advantage of that. And now that Etsy just rolled out their Share and Save program, well, they're saying, listen, if you direct traffic over to us, we'll actually charge you less in fees because you're driving traffic. And those emails are ours now because they're our customers. All right, and the ninth and final tweak, and this is a big one, and that is running Etsy ads. And I see a lot of people that are not using Etsy ads because, well, they're overwhelmed or they don't want to spend the money because they're not making any money yet. But you've heard the old saying, right? Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. Well, in this case, there's a lot of benefits to running Etsy ads. And even if you have a small budget of $2 a day or $5 a day, it's going to, number one, give you a lot of real data. You're going to be able to see what people were searching for that led them over to your listings. And then you can start to tweak and refine your listings even more. But the other cool thing is you're probably going to get some sales. And when you get those sales, guess what else is going to happen? You're going to collect an email now because we just talked about that. And then you're building a customer base. And that is really, really powerful. And another thing that a lot of people don't talk about with using Etsy ads is when you are getting sales, you're also now letting Etsy know that this product people are buying. So even if you broke even on the Etsy ads, it's going to help you organically rank in the search. Now, there's a reason why I didn't just jump in with Etsy ads in the beginning. That is because in order to make an Etsy ad successful, we need to also have a good title, good images, good tags, all of those things, even the internal email triggers that we talked about. We want all of that stuff taken care of before we turn on the Etsy ads. Now, I know that Etsy ads can seem very, very overwhelming and some people get frustrated with them. And that's why I shot this free training right here that goes over how to use Etsy ads in 2023. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.